I don't wanna talk about that, 'cause I got the love of a beautiful woman. There's nothing's gonna take her place. She make me feel just like a natural born winner when I'm not even in the race. That's why they call me Mr. Lucky, and I thank my stars above. You can call me Mr. Lucky, 'cause I'm lucky in love. Never had a whole lot of money. I was never good at games of chance. When I'm playing cards with my buddies, where the money flies right out of my pants. Don't you know I got a little secret? It's the ace of hearts up my sleeve. And when I get home to my honey, she give me love like you wouldn't believe. Yeah, they call me Mr. Lucky, and I thank my stars above. You can call me Mr. Lucky, 'cause I'm lucky in love. When I'm walking through my neighborhood, everybody knows I'm feeling good. See me smiling from my head to my feet. They say, ain't that Mr. Lucky coming down the street? Hey, that's me. I'm Mr. Lucky when you kiss my lips, when you touch me with your fingertips. I'm Mr. Lucky when you hold me tight. I'm Mr. Lucky when you kiss goodnight. Baby, they call me Mr. Lucky, and I thank my stars above. You can call me Mr. Lucky, 'cause I'm lucky in love. Call me Mr. Lucky, and I thank my stars above. You can call me Mr. Lucky, 'cause I'm lucky in love. Call me Mr. Lucky in love. Call me Mr. Lucky in love. You know that's right. Baby, 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 baby.
Hey everybody, what's going on? What's up? What's hot? What's hip? What's happening? What's shaking? Hey, driving around. That's just silly. No, it's not. It's Utah. We filmed this show in New Mexico. Crying out loud. Desert, mountains. Not in a good mood. Like, share, subscribe if you want. I don't really care at this point. What's it to me? There's ways to contribute. Nobody's gonna, so whatever. Just, I'm really here just to field your snide remarks. Longtime viewers of the show know that there's some people across the street that have very, very loud habits. And I was just in a screaming argument with some of them and their parents and some other neighbors that also aren't thrilled about the every night at 5 o'clock ne'er-do-well teenagers blasting the neighborhood with their crappy music from their crappy car and their crappy stereo. That's why the show's late. Also, I'm blaming this on Trevor Garner. Everything attached to Trevor Garner is problem-ridden. Can't wait to hear this story. Shep is in the house. Well, that's the story. I've had it. I've been nice about it. So I marched over and just said, like, last time I'm coming over, next time we'll just have the police. Unless you'd like the police right now. Well, you know, the quiet hours in this neighborhood from 9 to 9. Oh, so you can have a Taylor Swift concert in the middle of the street anytime you want. No, there's certain noise levels you can't go over anytime. You're over them every night. I didn't raise your kid, didn't have your kid. If I did, there wouldn't be this noise. Why don't you at least have them point the noise toward your house instead of the neighborhood? Why every night do we have to listen to a car stereo? There's no reason. And then the one neighbor came over while I was in, and he's like, well, he's our neighbor. He's never said anything. The guy went, yeah, well, I'm saying something now. We've all been really, really nice about it, and so anyway. At least I have a Red Bull. Yeah, that'll solve things. I wasn't going to drink the Red Bull. I'm just so mad right now. I can't hardly stand it. So yeah, no noise now. Oh boy, Gully is in the mood today. This is getting close to maximum. Oh, yeah. Your parents home? You know, because they were trying to talk to me. I'm done talking to you. Done talking to you. Go get mommy and daddy. Want to talk to them now. When I call the police, whose side do you think they're going to be on? Us, the neighbors, or your kids? Look how they're dressed. I won't talk about the aromas and the things they're drinking in the garage. Right this minute on a Wednesday night, school night, and they're drinking beer in the garage. I know they're not 21. You tell me. Go ahead. Had it. I was even nice at the beginning with them. Then they got all, yeah. I pay taxes just like everybody else. I said, good. You're going to be able to realize the benefits of your tax payment when the police get here. Hello, Christina. Hello, Paz. So that's why the show's late. Sorry. And I got to be out of here top of the hour because Replayables tonight on the Shuley Network at 8 p.m. Eastern. Let me just promote another show that gets 10 times the amount of viewers as mine does. Oh, yeah. It was really, yeah, it was bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had a kid late in life. Not my problem. Incidentally, you do not want to get in a verbal sparring match with me. The correct answer is we're very sorry it won't happen again. There's no other answer. No other answer. Even though none of us are going to believe you because you've told us that before. Had it. Sorry. Everybody here in this neighborhood deserves a little bit of peace and quiet. And we never had this problem until you moved in. So. And there was a Karen on my side too. Oh boy. There was a good 3.5 to 5 minute period where I didn't have to say anything. I think she kept a journal, man. She had all sorts of Christmas Day, 2.5 hours. I mean, it was great. It was great. Let's see what we got here. Nothing worse than antisocial neighbors. All my neighbors are good now, thankfully. Yeah. It's like, look, I don't care what you do. Go in your house and do it. Here's a news flash. I don't have to put up with your kids' nonsense. What do you think about that? I think you better just get over back to you. I'm like, you're not known for your thinking. Here we go. Wolf bomb zombie guy. The self-entitlement drives kids, damn it. You know, I blame the kids, sure, but if mom and dad had their act together, there wouldn't be any problem. Let's see here. Didn't Dallas have laws about dress code? I think there are certain dress codes concerning butt crack and things of that nature. And I was excited about the show. I wore my Kansas City Attack shirt that their goalie gave me at the end of the matches thing. Hey, I got to get this going here real quick. Let me tell you about getting sued by Tom Leykis. Of course, I can't tell you that myself. I have to call Trevor Garner, which may not add to any sort of tranquility on my part for this program. Good evening, Wild Bill. I'm telling you, the whole time I'm sitting there going, the show's late, the show's late. This would be so Trevor not to be home.
Hello?
Hello, it's our special guest star, Trevor Garner.
Let me get on the mic. How do I sound?
You sound like ass.
Well, I'm sorry.
You sound a little better now. Now I can't even hear you. What do you got? A Dixie cup with a piece of string on it? Come on, Trevor. You want me to call you back or? I don't even know why I do this show anymore. For Christ's sakes. I'm going to call you back and see if it's any better.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. For the love of God. Stacey Allen, in typical fashion. Hi, and welcome to the Tom Gully Show. You're on the air.
Oh, hi. I thought I could maybe help out with this tech situation that you're dealing with.
Oh, my God. It's Tech Terry.
Hey, the song will play now. Hey, guys, what's happening? Techhead Terry in the house. Shout out to my old chat monsters. I'm doing my thing still. Tom, what are you up to? What are those headphones you got there? Those are interesting. Got the wraparound back ear wraparounds. Those are kind of interesting. They're over ear, but they're the wraparounds. What do you got there? What are those?
Well, these are Sony. They're called a neck wrap headphone, and they're the exact same headphones I was using beforehand. And
I guess I didn't notice. Neck wrap. Hang on. Necrophilia. No. No, there's nothing there.
Can I just?
So what's up with Trevor?
Well, just a second. I have to tell the people here in the chat room who are not familiar. There's a tremendous show called Not Even a Show that pranked me for, I don't know, 6 months or something, and I didn't know it. I would think I was a pretty nice guy about the whole thing. But this show is amazing. You have to watch it. It's hilariously funny. The guy who runs it, whose name I won't say because he's playing a character right now, is also incredibly funny, and I'm so happy to hear from you, man. I'm very, very happy.
Well, I'm happy that you're doing your show again, because I was like, for a while it wasn't happening, and I was just calling stores and stuff like that, and like just calling like Best Buy and all this stuff, and just did not want to talk to me. But what's going on with Trevor? What's up with his connection? Is it a latency issue, are we thinking, or a microphone issue? Does he have the right output selected?
Trevor admittedly is not technically gifted, and so there's no way for me to tell really what's going on with him. But as you may or may not know, he was sued by Tom Leykis, and that's...
You know what's actually crazy? I know Tom Leykis. I happen to know somebody who does a podcast called Shocktober, where they cover shock jocks, and they've done many episodes on Tom Leykis. Interesting thing about Tom Leykis is he had his audience call him Daddy or Papa.
Yeah.
Isn't that the creepiest thing you ever heard in my entire life? I've never been so disgusted. I guess the only time I've ever been that disgusted is when somebody told me that I should consider using wired headphones instead of wireless. And it's like, have you ever heard of Bluetooth? Let's take advantage of it. So, question for you though: is Trevor going to get on the line here?
He will when you're done.
Okay, because I was looking to talk with him. There's no way for me to connect with him, so I could do a tech support for him.
If I call him and you call back, I might be able to connect you, but Skype is real sketchy on that.
Skype is not the best as far as the VoIP, voice over IP and VoIP. Anyways, Tom, it's really good to hear from you. Wait, what's behind you there?
Well, this is a picture of Trevor with the guy from the O.J. Simpson trial, Cato Kalin. Yeah.
So that is interesting because I don't want to be disrespectful to Trevor, but I thought, because you're covering up Cato Kalin, so I thought that he was Cato Kalin, and then the other guy who's apparently him, I thought was Tom Leykis. And I'm really sorry, Trevor, but you kind of look like a combination of Tom Leykis and Bubba the Love Sponge, and I'm really sorry to say that, brother. But hey, Tom, thanks for taking my call. Glad you're still doing it. I'm gonna go spill some seed right now as I watch and listen to your program, if you don't mind.
Okay. By the way, are you not expecting? I know there's a big change that's happened in your life. Are you? Is your lady friend with child?
Yes, that is true. There's going to be a little tech head Terry out there. The due date is in early March, so we're a month away here, Tom. Very exciting. You know what? I'm going to let Trevor call because Trevor is in the chat and he's getting upset. But you know what they got there? They got these baby monitoring systems, Tom, where you can use the Bluetooth and you set it up and it got the video and audio and you can watch them the whole time remotely. It's very cool how you can use technology to raise children. All right, buddy. I'll see you later. Bye.
Hey, man, I love you. I so love you. All right. That's a very funny comedian from Canada. It's got a great show. It's called Not Even a Show. Those of you who are right-leaning will not like it. But when they say that I am a stone green host, that's the guy that made me a stone green host, is Chris from Not Even a Show, certified stone green. He ranked his hosts from green to red, and I was deemed always green from everyone else. But they pranked me for a long time and did a hell of a job of it till I found out I was being pranked. But let's get Trevor. That is actually Tom Leykis. Let's try Trevor again if we can. I hope we can. Hell of a show tonight, folks. And this isn't me needing to pick up Stacy, it's him. He needs to pick up. Not me, him. Stacy always thinks I'm at fault. Gotta love Trevor. You just gotta love Trevor.
Hello?
Oh, is this Trevor?
No, it's Terry.
Okay, that's my fault. I'll talk to you later. All right, I hit the wrong button. Sometimes I wonder why I do this show. All right, here, let's try Trevor. I suck. If it's not, and Stacy, it's not me, it's him. He needs to pick up. Not me, him.
It is I, Trevor.
Okay, that sounds a lot better.
I fixed it. I'm a genius of myself.
Do you know of Not Even a Show in Tech Terry?
No.
Okay.
All I know is I was sued by Tom Leykis.
Okay, so just to set the stage, for those of you who don't know, Tom Leykis, amazingly popular radio host, a shock jock, real misogynist, a lot of advice for guys, kind of down on women. I loved his show because he was funny. A lot of people liked his show. He was big. I don't even know if he's doing a show anymore.
No, I liked his show too. In fact, I thought he was great in the 90s, and he turned out to be a coward. But go ahead.
Well, no, that's where we pick it up. Now, at some point in time or another, you did something that made him very, very angry. What was the thing that you did that made him angry?
Zombie, myself, and a guy named I don't want to mention his name. We called up. We got a phone number from Brett Buchitzer, Brett Fireman. I'll name him. He gave me Leykis' number. I was hammered.
His personal number. Personal number.
He said it was his hotline that he got calls to do business.
Okay.
I wanted to do business with him, and I said, "Hey, Tom," and I was hammered. Yeah, a little bit. We were just goofing around, saying, "Tom, I want to work with you. I'd like to do a show with you." Pretty smash, and it was all in good fun. And he said, "Trevor, do I know you?" And I go, "Well, I called up. What's his producer's name?
I don't know.
Gary and Dino. I called up Dino like 3 months, about 3 years prior to when I was producing Poor Man, and said I'd like to get Tom on the show, on Poor Man's show. Well, so Dino did know of me, and so I called up. Leykis, his cell phone number, not unknowingly, and he said he was writing a book. And I said, "Really?" I said, "I'll let you get back to your book." And he goes, "Do I know you?" Well, the next day he said he would get back to me, and I called back the next day, and it was his voicemail. And I said, "Tom," and I don't have the audio, but I know I was pretty hammered, and so was everybody else. Craig was on there, and said, "Tom, I want to work with you. Come on, buddy." And just like Imus and Howard Stern, like, "Hey, buddy, I'm coming to get you in the ratings," or something like that. I might have said like, "Hey, I'm coming to get you," but it wasn't like it was like in a joking mode. It wasn't like I'm gonna come kill him or anything.
Right.
And he has an attorney. His name's Adam Sachs. I called him Adam Ball Sachs in court, and he got mad.
Yeah.
And the judge, he goes, "He called me Ball Sachs." And I just laughed. My attorney put me in a headlock and drugged me out. Said, "Don't laugh. Get out of here. We won." Well, he wanted me to pay him $6,500 in legal fees so he could pay Tom or whatever, that he could get reimbursed for his legal, because Tom wasn't going to pay him. Well, I beat him on the restraining order. And so I didn't have to pay him the $6,500. And he slouched over and started to cry. I said, "Oh, I didn't get my legal fees." And I was going to go up to him and start laughing in his face. And my attorney, Scott DeHaan, says, "Let's get out of here. You won. Quit poking the bear again." I said, "All right." And that's what happened on the restraining order. Now, you did see TMZ, right?
Yeah, you were on TMZ. You were in a lot of other things. Didn't he claim that you called him 800 and some times or something, or 300 times or something?
There's another lie. I want to bring this to light. What I did was I called in to Dino, and I was watching a TV show on some History Channel or something, and said, "In every bottle of wine, there's bug sediment because it's on the grapes. And all wine has bug sediment. I don't know if you know that. Somewhere, somehow, because that's when they make wine, there's bugs in it." So I said, "I'd like to talk about getting divorced from my wife, Terry," to Tom. He goes, "Well, that's a personal problem. You need to call up Adam Sachs. He's a divorce lawyer." I said, "Okay, then let's talk about Tom's wine. Does he have bugs in his wine?" Thinking about that documentary.
Yeah.
And I'd like to ask him if he has bugs in his wine. He goes, "Are you saying Tom has bugs in his wine?" I said, "Yeah, I did." I said, "All wine has." "Why do you say you're ruining his business? He has bugs." I go,
"Yes,
all
because
wine has bugs."
Tom Leykis was releasing his own personal brand of wine.
Pedal to the metal. Right?
Yes.
So, he took that as I'm ruining his product. And it's a common known fact that all wine has bugs in it. So he put that in the lawsuit. He put everything in the lawsuit that we're talking about, calling 2,000 times, which is a lie. And then Dino went on stage and perjured himself and said that I called 2,000 or whatever it was, 200 times a week, when I only called 3 times. And that was it. And they said they never heard of me before. They did hear of me because I said I wanted him on Poor Man's show. They knew who I was, and they perjured themselves that way. Now, this is just my opinion. I'm not going to let Tom say, he's lying. It's my opinion. So.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But how did they bring, because they went after your mom's house, didn't they, somehow?
Yeah. He sued us, my mom's trust, her, me, and 10, what do they call them, the does, like to be named later, which was Brett, Todd, all my listeners, Zombie. He wanted to add them all to the lawsuit to sue them because he says, well, if I was the king cockroach, if he cuts my head off, then the other cockroaches will scatter, like my listeners. So he named them in the lawsuit, all my listeners. Irving wasn't there, but I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So he names them. And there's one other thing I want to roll back to. In 1998, he put out a video called Blow Me Up Tom. And I was selling him at my business called 20th Century Nostalgia. I'll give it a plug.
Yeah,
but I do.
Just to explain, that was one of the things Tom would do on the air. When a caller would call in and he would talk to him and answer their questions, usually a relationship question. At the end of the call, the caller would usually say, "Blow me up, Tom." And then he would play this explosion sound effect.
Right. And this is just kind of a side note.
Yeah.
So back in 88, there was a guy who produced Tom's videos. And I want Tom to hear this. His name was Brian Gallion. He produced those VHS tapes. Tom had an excess inventory that he couldn't sell on his show. Well, Brian Gallion, I called him up because I wanted to sell them because I liked Tom. And I said, Brian, I'd like to sell these videos you got of Tom Leykis on my website because I sell videos. Like Heel Hauser I knew too. And he brought over cases of Blow Me Up Tom that I was selling for $19.95, and Tom was selling them for $29.95 on his radio show. So I'm cutting Tom under on his own product. But with Brian Gallion, who's the guy who produced the video for Tom. So, Tom, I was cutting your profit when you were on the air, and you didn't know it because I was a fan. I just want to get that in.
Okay.
So that's how much of a fan I was.
So you can, I mean, and I've done it, you can actually look up this court case, and the records are online. The signed this and the signed that, and all of his allegations. And he would talk about it on the air as well.
You did. Yeah, I can play the audio clip if you want it.
Yeah, go ahead. Why not? Play it.
All right. You might get a little static, but here it comes. And Tom, if you don't like it, don't try and sue us.
Just
ready?
Give it a shot. Yeah.
Can you hear it?
That's the best you can come up with? Make up stories about me faking phone calls on my show? I'm going to warn everybody out there who does this, okay? If you say shit like that about me and I find out about it, you either retract it or I'm going to sue the shit out of you. You're going to shit your pants. You're going to be running around crying to mommy. Like the other person I've been suing.
Me.
Yeah.
Living on mommy's couch. Saying shit about me.
Take care of my mom.
Again, if you're in the right, I'll have to pay your legal expenses. But you better have proof. You better have it. I dare you. I double dog dare you to say things about me that you can't prove, because I'm going to get you. You know what? You stay in your lane, I'll stay in mine. I'll do my show, I'll sell my wine, and all is good with the world. But if you try crossing over into my lane and say shit about me that isn't true, I am going to fuck you up. And again, that's not a physical threat. I'm talking about with every legal means at my disposal. There are listeners right now who know who they are, who I have literally made cry.
Brett and Zombie.
And they know who they are. These guys were big boys on the internet saying shit about me that wasn't true. But the minute the legal papers started arriving and they tried to go and hide from the process server and hide from the cops,
Zombie
I'll
was
tell
there.
you something, boys. What I did to you, I'm going to do to others who try that shit. So if you want to slander people, better to leave it to other people. Do it to others. Do it to me, and I'm going to fuck you up. And I say fuck you up, I mean I'm going to fuck you up with legal paperwork, and then I'm going after your house.
My mom.
Yeah.
Or your mother's house, if that's where you live.
She was 80 years old.
Where? I can't believe you're serving me with these papers. He's the one who did it. Yeah. Good luck, buddy.
There it is.
Well, so did he have to pay your legal fees?
I can't say anything. He has a non-disclosure on me.
Let's just say if somebody has you sign an NDA, it's usually as a result of compensation. If you guys had just had a court case and it was, ruled on, you could talk about it all day. But if somebody
let's just say that I didn't pay anything legal fees because I did do one thing. He went after my mom's house in the trust.
Mm-hmm.
When I was coming back from the first court case on Metrolink at the courthouse, I said, wait a minute. He sued my mom's house. That means she has a homeowner's insurance. That means she might have an umbrella policy which covers her legal fees if they try to take her house. And guess what? It did it. So my insurance company, State Farm, paid all my legal fees on the way out. And Tom had to pay out of his own pocket. And I heard he had like $1,000 an hour attorney after he had ball sacks. He probably paid half of $200,000, $300,000 in legal fees, and I paid zip. How's that? And I took you, Tom. I took you 3 years. You know why? Just because you wanted to settle at the beginning, and I wasn't going to let you. I wasn't going to let you, buddy.
Well, that made every single newspaper when it happened. And you were characterized as some out of control fan or something like that. And you were. Go ahead.
My T-shirt that says official obsessed fan, and Wally Wharton drew a caricature of Tom Leykis in the courthouse, and we made that my logo on the T-shirt. Trevor's Happy Hour, official obsessed fan with Leykis' caricature in the middle.
Yeah.
And all my show are wearing it. Yeah.
Man, oh man, that and it did take 3 years because if you look at the documents, there's all these continuances and
why. Every time I would come back and my attorneys would come back, they go, Trevor, please settle with me, and I go, see you next month. I'll see you next month. And I just got my Lyft car. I went up there every single month, just showed up until I ran out of gas after 3 years of my mom into a home. And I said, okay, now it's time after 3 years because she's leaving. I have to lose the house. And I'm done taking care of her. He didn't get her house. And whatever he wanted in the beginning, he got in the end, but it took 3 years for him to get it.
Well, and Trevor, that is correct. Trevor was, yes, he was living in his mother's home, but he was living there to take care of her. She was very elderly and had health issues and other things. So he was there to take care of her. He wasn't hanging out on the couch or anything like that.
Yeah, I was drinking, of course, and I was doing my podcast. Poor man would come over. But in the end, her and I get along very well. And my dad, when he was dying, he said, take care of your mother. And I did. Drinking or not, I did it.
And for those of you who don't know, Poor Man was, I guess maybe still is, a radio personality in the Los Angeles area that Trevor used to produce for. And I guess also you sold for that radio station, didn't you?
Yeah, KCAA. I'll call them by their real name when I had the show, when I had the station.
Yeah, don't call them by the other name, please. I didn't know that. I didn't know there was going to be quite so many F-bombs on the Tom Leykis clip. Frankly,
hey, you notice it wasn't me, huh?
Yeah,
Tom,
for once it wasn't you.
And I don't even use profanity, really. I only use it when I drink. When I'm not drinking, I don't use it.
Yeah.
So that's beside the point. All I'm going to say is, Poor Man's a good guy. He's on KOCI 92.3, or I think it's 92.3 in Newport. If he wants to reach back out to me, I'm not drinking. So
well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. I'm gonna go get a beer after this, though.
Well, do what you need to. But I during part of this whole thing, that's when that was going on when I became aware of you.
Yeah, that was Dave Lerman and his mom got me hooked with you.
Yes, and I was following those proceedings along, and it was a really hard story to follow because a lot of it, if it was done, it was like, well, yes, of course, that's awful, but it even to me, it didn't make any sense, the things they were alleging. You know, he called my personal phone number 839 times, and I'm like, why wouldn't you just change the number?
He wanted publicity for his own podcast, using me as a pawn, using me and my mom in the house in the trust. That's what it boils down to. I have no proof. Like, he never has proof of anything. But when you think, yeah,
is he still doing a show? I know for a while he had a subscriber only show.
he lives up in San Ynez somewhere, like at some winery country, and he has a ranch out there. And I said it's like a bunch of weeds growing all over, like tumbleweeds on it, and he sits out there in his weed ranch and just does his podcast. I don't think it's the same listeners. The same guys followed him. Same fat guys that don't want to pay $40 for a date. Those are the guys that are following him still.
Well, that was his shtick, was all of this stuff he would say about, you know, if a woman has children, no, never date them, and you never pay more than $40 for a date, and you never do this, and you never do that. And he made it out like he was this real ladies' man. And this is a picture of him here in 1998. So he doesn't look that good now, but neither does anybody else. This is Trevor, and this is Trevor. I'll go ahead and put this one up. I like that picture better. But yeah.
Doesn't it make you feel like a loser for having to listen to him in the 90s now? I mean, it makes me like why would I have listened to this guy and followed him?
Well,
he's such a loser.
I listened to him because he was so out there. I mean, I didn't follow him or believe anything he said or anything of that nature. It was funny that he was so unrealistic about dating women. It's like, if a woman's a 10, I'm still not spending more than $40. No.
He had those like, podcast parties or whatever, where guys would throw ping pong balls at his head and stuff, and beer cans and stuff. The guy has his own following of loser guys, and I was one of those loser guys that followed him, like you were. If you did, that's what I believe. And when I finally came to light what he really is about, he crawls into a hole like a little rat or whatever, and cowers with his ball, and says, "Hey, don't bother me, don't poke fun at me."
Best way to handle trolls is ignore them if you can. Sometimes they get, way over the line and you can't, but the best way is to ignore them.
Never a troll. I always said I was Trevor Garner. I never said I was a troll. I never was anonymous.
Well, you can be a troll and still use your name, but it's the things I think that bother most people are not stuff that you do to them. It's things you do to their family or their coworkers, and of course, Brett. I'm here. I was right in the middle of the Leykis issue with Trevor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because as we all know, the universe revolves around Brett.
Let me tell you what. He actually called Brett into court, and Brett didn't show up because it was too far to drive. And Brett didn't show up for his court case. And now Brett says, Brett could have afforded $50 for gas. He came up with an excuse not to, but I think Brett's a coward for not showing up either by my side. But that's just my opinion.
Frozen or canned spinach is allowed to have an average of 50 aphids, thrips, and mites. There's hot dogs have a certain. If you knew the allowable levels of filth in hot dogs, you would never eat one again. Zombie says he sat right next to Leykis in court and that Leykis never knew.
That's right. He didn't know. They wouldn't let us film or anything in court or take pictures or audio.
In general, the maximum level for insect fragments in food products is 3%, according to Terry Nee. And I believe Terry Nee on that. Let's see here. Trevor took excellent care of his mom, says Zombie. He is history, no longer relevant. Somewhat reminiscent of when Howard Stern went on the air to indicate he had private investigators looking for people saying unflattering things about his wife. Zombie says he liked Leykis in the 80s. So, yeah, you were pretty famous there for a while.
No, nobody knew who I was. I mean, I was too drunk that I didn't even know what I was doing. But I want to tell Leykis one thing. Leykis, if you ever want to come on a show with me, I'll do a show with you. And I bet you're big of a coward to do it.
Do you think there's any chance at all that Tom Leykis, A, listens, or B, would listen, or C, would hear this program?
His trolls will. Frankie McDonald knows Dino, and Dino knows this guy, and that guy, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
They know. Somebody will find out and tell them.
Okay. I mean, I think Leykis was an amazing radio personality.
Look it up.
He,
Me, you, and Leykis.
He obviously did very well for very long. I mean, he was syndicated nationally for quite some time. Good night, Gracie.
Yeah. He was great before I knew him. To me, he was a great guy. I liked him. But until I found out about him. Now he's a coward and he's a spineless wimp, as they say, as Wally George would say.
Trevor, someone's asking you what you think he should have done in response to whatever he thought, you had done that was out of line.
Well, he should have not talked to Ballsacks, because Ballsacks drug him into court in a court case that was no good. That's what he should have done. He should have got rid of Ballsacks and said, "Hey, that's a dumb idea." But see how stupid he is. He listened to that attorney, who's a bigger. Look at the guy's Yelp reviews. Adam Sachs. They're all like, "Guy's a jerk." Nobody likes him, and he's a bully.
Probably, if he'd have just said to you, "Hey, man, could you stop?"
That's
it.
it.
Or whatever else, it would have been fine. But
exactly. But TMZ, and he wanted publicity for his new podcast. It was a new normal network he started, and now it's abnormal. So that's all I can say about that. The abnormal.
Was there any time during the whole thing that you were scared of what might happen, or you felt like, wow, I could really get nailed here?
I was concerned, but I always had in my gut, go for it, whether I go broke or whatever. I've always been that way. Go broke or go home. It's like, if you push me in a corner, I'm not gonna do the, push baby in a corner thing. But when you push me in a corner, I'll go all the way till I'm broke.
What did your mom think about the whole thing?
Who's Tom Leykis? Never heard of him. Why is he suing me? I'm a Christian. I'm Christian. I go to church. Why is it Tom Leykis? Who is he suing me for?
Yeah.
It's that's what she thought, and she didn't know him. There's this guy. She goes, "Oh, there's this guy, Kip Adada. He's getting after me all the time. Why is Kip always bothering me?" Yeah,
now you know me and Kip were super good friends, right?
Yeah, I've listened to him.
Yeah. So I don't understand. That would be shocking for your mom to be like, "What's this guy suing me for?"
Yeah, she's out of the mental hospital, and Leykis is taking her to court. That's like that was going on.
So when's your next show, and when are you going to be live? And I don't mean live with the people that are doing it. I mean live on the air.
I'd like to if I had a platform. I don't have one. I got that rinky-dink program that I do on Skype.
Yeah, I know, but see, you could do that online.
Can you get somebody to hook me up?
You can stream that. Well, we just had Tech Terry that was offering to help you out, but I think
can come on in. I could do it just like this on anybody's show.
You could do a show just like the one that I'm doing.
Well, hook somebody up to help me.
Well, there's StreamYard, $20 a month. You could be doing it. You could. And they have videos that will show you exactly how to do it.
But I'm not technical. I need somebody to help me.
Well, maybe Irving can help you. We all know he invented the internet.
No, not Irving. Yeah, we can't. He could barely help me figure out my password on Skype.
Go to Craigslist and just put an ad in there for someone to help you set it up.
All right. I wouldn't mind going on other people's shows either if they want to call me in.
Well, I know, but you need to get your own show live and then just set up Skype. Danny Zombie said, Zombie, would you just change your name to Zombie Wolf so that people crying out loud? That Danny Workman, you're not going to brand that. You're Zombie. Just use that. You use OBS. I used to use OBS, but with StreamYard, it is so much easier. And then you just get Skype and another program called Loopback for your audio. You're done. You're done.
Right.
Zombie says he's 50 miles away and doesn't drive. Well, we'll put a Craigslist ad out there. Make an ad on your own show and say, hey, people, somebody help me set this thing up so we can be live. But there's YouTube videos that'll show you how to do it, where they show the actual screen and everything else.
I know, but I'm not tech oriented. I'm still back at Radio Shack in 1986.
All right. Well, see, I would offer to help you, but I can't help you because you're, by your own admission, not technical enough to do it. So you need to get a high school kid or a college kid to just whip in there, give them $50. They'll set the whole thing up. Trust me.
Yeah, well, I've got money. If somebody wants to, a kid wants to come by and help me out, I'll do it.
Craigslist ad. Go on Craigslist, put an ad on there, you're done.
Yeah.
You're done. Anyway, hey. I got to get out of here because there's a network show starting in a minute and 12 seconds.
Okay. Hey, can I play Zombie Wolf out for Zombie?
Do what?
The song Zombie Wolf that got him started.
No. I don't know, because I don't know if it's licensed or not or anything. So I don't need to get dinged by YouTube. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. I had to hang up on him. I don't need to get dinged. Hey, everybody, 45 seconds from now, Replayables, 8 p.m. on the Shuli Network. Tell Chris Abels I said hi. I got to get out of here. Sorry the show is a freak show today. That's the way it goes sometimes. I love all you people. You are the best. I can't tell you how much it means to me that you're here. Like, share, subscribe. Wild Bill, thank you for your donation. I did see it. You don't have to do that, but you did, and it was very nice. And I guess with all that being said, I feel bad for having to hang up on Trevor, but he wasn't paying attention. Until next time, we'll see you next time. Right out of my pants.